In the heart of a bustling city stood Emerald Plaza, a vast shopping center that was a beacon of commerce and community. It was owned by Marcus Hale, a man of immense wealth who preferred to keep a low profile. Today, however, he donned a faded green maintenance uniform, complete with scuffed work boots and a baseball cap pulled low over his brow. He wasn't here in his capacity as a billionaire, rather, he was on a mission to uncover the truth lurking beneath the surface of his beloved mall. As Marcus stepped through the grand entrance, he felt a rush of emotions. The mall was alive with the sounds of laughter, chatter, and the delightful hustle of shoppers. Yet, a nagging sense of unease crept over him. Whispers of favoritism, unfair treatment, and even racial profiling among employees had reached his ears, prompting him to investigate firsthand the environment he had created. Pushing a cleaning cart toward the central fountain, Marcus scanned the crowd, his heart sinking as he spotted Victor Hayes, the mall manager. Victor was imposing, tall, and always impeccably dressed in tailored suits that screamed authority. His sharp gaze swept the area like a hawk searching for prey. "Hey, you!" Victor's voice boomed, cutting through the ambient chatter. Marcus froze, his heart racing. He looked up, maintaining a neutral expression. "Yes, sir." Victor strode over, his polished shoes clicking ominously against the tile floor. "What are you doing standing around? That spill near the food court isn't going to clean itself." Marcus followed Victor's pointed finger to a small puddle of soda near a group of teenagers. The humiliation surged within him, but he kept his composure. "I was just about to save it. I don't pay you to make excuses." Victor barked, loud enough for onlookers to hear. "Get over there now." The sting of Victor's words cut deep. Marcus silently grabbed a mop and trudged toward the spill. As he worked, he felt the weight of curious gazes, some amused, others indifferent. The teenagers snickered, one even recording the scene on his phone. Out of the corner of his eye, Marcus noticed Sarah, a young sales associate from a nearby store. She stood at the entrance, her expression a mix of discomfort and sympathy. Their eyes met for a fleeting moment, but she quickly looked away, afraid to be seen showing kindness. Once the spill was cleaned, Marcus straightened and turned back to Victor, who had crossed his arms, a smug smile plastered on his face. "Next time, move faster. This mall is for paying customers, not slackers like you." The word slacker hit Marcus like a punch to the gut. It wasn't the first time he had faced judgment based on his appearance, and memories of past humiliations flooded his mind, being followed in stores, denied opportunities, and belittled for the color of his skin. But today was different. He wasn't just a janitor, he was the owner. "I'll get back to work," Marcus said evenly, pushing his cart to another section of the mall. As he walked away, he heard Victor chuckle and mutter something to a nearby security guard. Later, while restocking supplies, Marcus overheard two employees discussing Victor's harsh management style. They whispered about how he made them feel small and insignificant. The tension in the air felt palpable, and Marcus's resolve only strengthened. He had to uncover the truth. As the day wore on, Marcus continued his rounds, witnessing the subtle ways people reacted to him, avoiding eye contact, stepping around him, or staring with disdain. He paused near a bench to reflect on why he was there. His thoughts were interrupted by a commotion at the food court, where a young mother argued with a cashier about a mischarged item. Victor stormed toward them, wearing a mask of annoyance. Marcus watched as Victor dismissed the mother's concerns with a wave of his hand, muttering something under his breath before striding away. It was clear that Victor wasn't just a bad manager, he was a bully. When Marcus's shift ended, he felt a mixture of exhaustion and determination. The humiliation he had endured was just the beginning, he needed to gather more evidence of Victor's mismanagement. As he left for the night, he spotted Sarah in the break room. She looked anxious, glancing around before approaching him. "Hey, I wanted to check on you after, earlier." Marcus appreciated her concern. Thanks, but it's not your fault. Sarah hesitated, biting her lip. I just wanted you to know that you aren't the only one he treats poorly. People are scared of him. Marcus nodded, feeling a pang of sympathy for her. Why do you stay? I can't afford to leave. My younger sister is in school, and I'm helping to pay her tuition, she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. I appreciate you telling me this. Just be careful, he warned. The next day, while refilling supplies, Marcus stumbled upon a box hidden in the back of a supply closet. Curiosity got the better of him, and he opened it to find small plastic bags filled with white powder. Panic shot through him. Was Victor involved in something illegal? He quickly closed the box, locking the door behind him as his mind raced. This wasn't just about poor management, it was criminal. As Marcus pushed his cart back into the hallway, Victor was waiting for him. About time you showed up. You've been dragging your feet, he snapped. I'm just trying to do my job, Marcus replied, keeping his tone steady. Well, your job isn't good enough. You think this mall owes you something? You're lucky I don't fire you on the spot. Marcus stood tall, refusing to let Victor's words shake him. He continued his rounds, but the tension in the air was suffocating. He needed proof of Victor's wrongdoing, and he needed it soon. Later that afternoon, Sarah approached Marcus, a folder clutched tightly in her hands. I found more invoices, she whispered, glancing around nervously. They're all fake vendors. Marcus's heart raced as he scanned the documents. This is huge. We can use this. We have to be careful. If Victor finds out, Sarah's voice trailed off, fear evident in her eyes. Marcus placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. We're too close to stop now. As the days progressed, Marcus noticed a shift in the atmosphere at the mall. Employees who had once been afraid began to speak out, sharing their experiences of mistreatment under Victor's reign. Even Mark, a stockroom clerk who had once betrayed Marcus, came forward with information about hidden inventory and bribes. I was scared, Mark admitted, his voice trembling. It's not about the past, it's about moving forward, Marcus replied, placing a hand on his shoulder. Eventually, the day of reckoning arrived. Mr. Thompson, the regional manager, came to Emerald Plaza for an inspection. Marcus stood tall, ready to reveal the truth. As the inspection team fanned out, Victor's facade began to crack. These invoices are fake, one of the executives exclaimed, holding up the evidence Sarah had gathered. This isn't true. Victor protested, but his words fell on deaf ears. Your time is up, Marcus said, stepping forward, his heart pounding. I'm not just a janitor, I'm the owner of this mall. Gasps echoed through the crowd as Marcus revealed his ID badge. The atmosphere shifted as whispers of disbelief turned into murmurs of support for Marcus. With Victor escorted out, the employees began to cheer. You don't have to be afraid anymore, Marcus addressed the crowd, his voice steady. We're going to fix what's broken together. In the following weeks, Marcus and Sarah worked tirelessly to rebuild trust among the employees. They implemented new policies, ensuring transparency and fairness. As Marcus walked the mall, no longer in disguise, he felt a sense of fulfillment. But the shadows of Victor's reign still lingered. Employees shared stories of the intimidation they had faced, the fear instilled in them by his presence. Marcus knew that changing the culture would take time, but he was determined. One evening, while reviewing the new policies, Sarah knocked on Marcus's office door. Can I come in? Of course, Marcus replied, gesturing for her to sit. What's on your mind? I've been thinking about the employees who left, Sarah said, her brow furrowed. We should reach out to them and invite them back. Marcus nodded. That's a great idea. We need to show them that things are different now. Over the next few days, they reached out to former employees, inviting them to return. Slowly but surely, many accepted the offer, eager to be part of the new Emerald Plaza. The atmosphere shifted, a sense of camaraderie building among the staff. However, the scars left by Victor's management were not easily forgotten. One afternoon, while Marcus was talking to a group of employees, he noticed a familiar face in the crowd, Victor, lurking near the entrance. His heart raced as he watched Victor's expression darken. "Marcus!" Victor shouted, striding toward him, his voice dripping with disdain. "You think you can run this place without me? You're nothing but a joke." The crowd fell silent, tension thick in the air. Marcus felt a surge of anger but kept his composure. "You're no longer welcome here, Victor. This mall is moving forward without you." Victor sneered, his eyes narrowing. "You think you're safe? I have friends in high places. This isn't over." With that, Victor turned and stormed away, leaving Marcus shaken. The threat hung in the air like a dark cloud, but he knew he had to stay strong. As days turned into weeks, Marcus and Sarah continued their efforts to rebuild. They held meetings, encouraging open dialogue and transparency. Employees shared their concerns, and Marcus listened, taking action to address them. But the unease lingered, a reminder of the power Victor once held. One evening, while Marcus was closing up, a message popped up on his phone. It was from Sarah. "We need to talk. It's urgent." Marcus's heart raced as he rushed to meet her. "What's going on?" he asked, his voice tense. "I overheard something," Sarah said, her face pale. "Victor is planning to come back. He's spreading rumors about you, trying to turn the employees against you." Marcus clenched his fists, anger boiling within him. "He won't win. We've worked too hard to let him destroy what we've built." Determined to confront the situation head-on, Marcus gathered the employees for an impromptu meeting. "I know there are rumors circulating," he said, his voice steady. "But I want you all to know that I'm here for you. We're stronger together, and we won't let anyone tear us apart." The employees nodded, their expressions resolute. They had fought against Victor once, and they were ready to do it again. As the weeks passed, Marcus and Sarah worked tirelessly to counter Victor's attacks. They organized team-building events, fostering a culture of trust and collaboration. Slowly but surely, the morale of the employees began to rise. Then came the day of the big inspection from corporate. The executives arrived, ready to assess the changes Marcus had implemented. As they walked through the mall, Marcus felt a mix of nerves and excitement. This was his chance to prove that Emerald Plaza was back on track. The executives were impressed by the changes they saw. They spoke to employees, asking about their experiences. Marcus stood by, listening as the staff praised the new management and the positive atmosphere. Finally, Mr. Thompson, the regional manager, addressed the crowd. "I'm pleased to announce that Emerald Plaza has made remarkable progress under the new leadership. We believe in second chances, and I'm excited to see how this mall continues to grow." Cheers erupted from the crowd, and Marcus felt a sense of pride wash over him. He had fought for this, for the employees, and for the community. In the weeks that followed, the mall thrived. Victor's influence faded into memory, replaced by a sense of hope and resilience. Employees felt empowered to speak up, and new ideas flowed freely. Marcus knew they had turned a corner. One evening, as Marcus and Sarah cleaned up after a successful event, she turned to him. "You did it, Marcus. We did it." He smiled, feeling the weight of their journey lift. "It was all of us working together. This mall is more than just a building, it's a community." As they locked up for the night, Marcus looked back at Emerald Plaza, proud of what they had achieved. The dark days were behind them, and with the right people by his side, they were ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. Together, they had built something beautiful, a place of opportunity, respect, and a second chance for everyone.